If it always feels this close, but it never lands, your mindset is not broken, it's addicted to delay. And I'll prove it to you in the next 60 seconds why I'm saying that. I used to think that mindset was the problem, so I took course after course, journaled, meditated, visualized, tried to be high vibe 24/7. I used to monitor myself every 5 minutes. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? And no matter what I did, the money didn't move. I tried strategy after strategy, but the clients didn't come. The opportunities felt like they're ghosting me. It feels like it's coming, it's this close, but it's not here. And what I realized was that I wasn't really shifting. I was rehearsing the identity of someone who always needed one more thing before it could finally happen. So, who always needed more things, more strategies. When I have more followers, I can attract that money. When I have more tools, when my strategy gets better, when I change this thing about my business, like every time it was on the next thing. And when that next thing would become present, like I would start doing it, I would choose another thing. And what I realized was that this is a perpetual cycle that I am actually attracted to delay. And I am getting in my own way and I'm delaying my manifestation. So you're not just thinking thoughts that delay money. You are identifying as somebody who expects the delay at the first place. So when you say, I want X amount of money this month, and you feel like you're this close, but you're not there. That's your nervous system keeping you safe in the frequency of almost there. And why is that? Because almost there is familiar. Almost there is safe. And almost there also causes the delay. Your manifestation is still inches away. It's not here. And when I shifted this, so this is not just mindset shift, this is the identity shift. Who am I being right now? If you are saying, I'm becoming that person, I'm affirming, I'm visualizing, I'm meditating, you are not that person now. So do you affirm 10 times a day that you are a parent, you're a mother, you're a father, you're a sister, you're a brother? Do you affirm your name? Why not? Because you already are that. So the gap, which is the addiction to delay, is in being versus becoming. You are that now. And there is a really powerful tool that I want to share with you where you break this pattern forever. You ask yourself that if that vision, if that manifestation was already here, how would every aspect of my life looks like? So if I was already earning that amount of money, if I already had that relationship, whatever that is you're manifesting, how would my life look like at that point, like now? Okay. So you say, okay, my day starts from the moment I wake up and it ends when I go to sleep. So how would waking up looks like? How would my mornings look like? How would I talk to other people? How would I see myself? How would I associate to other people? What would I be thinking about money? What kind of decisions would I be taking? Where would I be doing my grocery from? Would I be doing my grocery or somebody else would be doing the grocery? Which car would I be driving? Would I be driving my car or I would have a chauffeur? Where would I be going for the walks? So now when I go for my walks, I go in the neighborhood of the house which I'm manifesting. I don't even walk where I'm living, although this was the house I manifested a few years ago. But now I'm actually going for walks in the place where I'm manifesting the house because I associate myself to that neighborhood. And interestingly, the people in that neighborhood also think that I live there. Right? So you start to associate yourself differently now, not when that thing happens. How would I talk? How would I feel about myself? What would I say to myself when I would look at myself in the mirror? Would I say that one day I'm going to manifest that, or do I see myself with it now? Because the secret, the grandest secret, the greatest breakthrough that I had was that it's already done. Creation is finished. Nothing can be created nor destroyed. You all are already with it. You have got it. The only problem is that you are not accepting you to see yourself with it. You are not conceiving the idea mentally. You don't want it to happen now, because now the familiar is safe. The version of you who has created your present feels familiar. And the version that who you really are is unknown, because you haven't even been there. You are still wondering, how would that happen? What would it feel like? So the more you start going in that place in the finest details, how would I talk about myself? How would I relate to my family? How would I talk to other people? How would I show up? What kind of things I would think about? What kind of things I say? How would my vocations look like? How would my parties look like? Who would I hang out with? Right? All those things, as you start to scan your entire life and recalibrate your life to that vision as if it's already done, because in reality it's already done. It's not going to be created. It's already here. Right? You're just transmuting the energy. You're bringing it from the spiritual to physical. You're bringing it from a place which is already done, from the 4D into 3D. That's all you're doing. You're manipulating the energy. So the way you start doing is, then you start to associate your physical reality differently. And you start to connect activators in your physical reality to where you're going, what you're manifesting. So what I mean is that what in your physical reality every single day, all the time, reminds you, what kind of things remind you that it's already done? Can you wear some kind of ring? Can you wear a watch? When you wake up, can you have something next to you? Can you have your goal card? Do you visualize first thing in the morning? When you wake up, the perfume you wear, does it remind you? You can even do this so powerfully with the songs that you listen to. So you can build a vision and say, when I have that, that's how I'll be sitting in my car. Maybe the chauffeur is going to drive for you, right? And then you play a song and say, this is the song that reminds me that when I'm sitting in that car and the chauffeur is playing. So anytime that song plays, you start going in that vision and you start feeling that and you start seeing yourself with that. If you do it a couple of times, you will connect an association with that song, where every time you play that song, the image will come, and you keep associating and you keep connecting with that vision. And what starts to happen is you start to associate yourself with it's already done. And that's when everything around you shift, because you are not waiting anymore. You already are it. So the world has to meet you there. So everything that you do in your day-to-day life, how can you reframe it in your current perception now, that it connects and it activates that vision, not just the feeling, but also seeing that, experiencing that every single day? Because the truth is, when you actually have it, what will be the only difference? The only difference is you will feel different. That's the only difference. So why can't you feel different now, when you have access to that frequency within you right now? So it's not the mindset hack. It's the identity shift. You change your perception of you. You change the way you see you. You change the way you associate to you, to others, to your vision, to how successful you think you are. Are you trying to be successful? You already are, because both have a very, very different attraction point. So if you are thinking, okay, when I do the next course, it will happen. When I do this thing, then will happen. You are causing the delay. You are adding the loophole into something that's already done. So what you see is, I choose to see myself differently, and I consciously realign and recalibrate my perception of me in this moment, because now is everything. Everything is transmuting from the now. It's not happening from the future. When you say it's in the future, it stays in the future, even if it's this close. It feels miles away because it's not here yet. So decide that you receive it today. Identity is not built with time, it's built with decision. It's not built with affirmations, it's built with being, embodiment. If you are becoming, if you're trying to become one, you are not. So either you are or you're not. And when I did that, within 30 days, I doubled my income because I took out all the separation between who I am and who I'm being. Because who you are being is already who you are. You don't need fixing, you need remembering. But you have to look at it from every aspect of your life and recalibrate to that, because that frequency already exists. You just have to tap into that. So you have been somebody else all this time. You have been faking it because you forgot who you really are. And when you remember your truth, the outside reality matches is faster than you can ever imagine. There is no delay. The delay is caused by you.